Эй, низкобойные трамваи, Рождество.
Трамвай. здесь есть, кто-то здесь, кто-то будет выполнять. В этом будет. Что-то дуть начал, что-то холодно слышно. Высказка забыл. Так. Ну да. Да, Меркурепс. Знаешь? Сам не знаешь? А, это гитарист такой. Я как раз разгиться, кстати. Че? чепом. Почему откуда? Что там? Откуда он откуда? Чем это что-то уже засало? Так, что-то вещается. Блин, они губируются. Еще раз. Опа! О, шути уже, шути. Так тоже не пойдет, надо будет отдельно делать эту штучку. Мажор. Это чё? Что такое? Еще звуки. Что за блин? Чильку. Рыбака давай. Нет. Так ты просто ой, мама, как сказала, просто вообще. Ну на, вот видишь, как интересно. Это же мы вот блин. Ну, это моя догадка. Я, скорее всего, женщина будет портиться, потому что, да, где да, да, типа того, будет, может, да, она понимает. Да. То есть, нет, ей самой, конечно, нравится портить, безусловно, да. Ну, да. Понятно, всем будет плохо, понимаешь? Да. Наверное, так вот, да. Ой, любимая меня знает все, я понял, да. Из колледжа? Ладно, я как пацан понимаю. Только, видимо, это мне самому не понимаешь, что да? Лучше терпеть детей, да, чем терпеть сумасшедшую муму. Геру, которая едят, подкладывает, да. Ну я так уже, ну я просто тут никак по-другому не это самое. Ну вот нам, да, понимаешь, вот насколько, представляешь, сколько ты ненавидишь свою род людской, как говорится, да. Да потом не удивляйся, потому что видишь, оказывается, ну ладно, я просто уже все. Просто же это и вообще пипец интересно, когда это нет. Ладно, все будет. Вот пишь, причем, видишь, грушевые аккорды. Это не грушевая, да. Что, серьезно? Ну не грушевый, значит это восхвалять, да, хвала, значит. Ну,
What's up, everybody? I'm gonna start an A flat tonight. I'm gonna show you how to follow a preacher. All right. Start off in F. We're gonna modulate to A flat. All right. You always want to start off with a preacher here, whatever their key is. But I'm just starting off in F. You start off in your lower register. You don't want full open. You want to give them, just give them that much. All right. Build a little bit more. Pull this drawbar out. All right. Now that's when you should be giving them just a little bit more. All right. Because most preachers will start out and. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so you get that. But then there comes a point, and that's sometimes that's Baptist churches, okay? But then you have different style of preaching where you have the hard hitter. All right, and they'll say, and all of your troubles, everything that you've been going through, God said to tell you, you're about to come out. Yes, you are. You see how I'm hitting like that? You just hit it and get off of it. Some people don't know when to intensify. I'm going to show you when to intensify. Pull your drawbars out. Don't pull them all the way out. All right, pull them out like this. Give yourself some room for when they get to the drive. You should be right here. By the time most preachers get to their max key, sometimes it's around A flat, sometimes it's around B flat. Tonight it'll be around A flat, all right? By the time they get to their max key, you want to turn your vibrato on C3, pull your drawbars out, and take the first drawbar in and push it back to 7. You don't want to leave it out at 8. This is 8. But 7 makes it sound like you're screaming. Now, watch what I'm doing. When they get to a certain point, now, you want full on, full throttle, pull this out, and hold the note. Learn how to grab that bass. You see how I'm holding that note? That's for when you get straight drive. See how I'm doing that? I'm done. Deuces. I'm going home.
Despite his refusal to admit it, President Trump's time in the White House is coming to an end, and that puts the issue of presidential pardons front and center. This afternoon, we are getting to reporting on how the president might use this power on the way out, whether he might actually try to pardon himself. Evan Perez has a scoop for us on this, and so what do you know about what the president could be thinking here?
Well, Brooke, first, the president has to move to the acceptance part of his grief. He's got to work that out. But once he does, I mean, we're told that he's already had conversations with people close to him, some of his aides, to look into this question of exactly how much of these pardons he can do. Now, the easy part for him is that he already has talked a lot on Twitter about some of the people who were involved in the Mueller investigation, people in his campaign who he believes were unfairly targeted simply because they were with him. And those people, of course, include Michael Flynn, his first national security advisor, who's still in court trying to get out of his conviction, or rather his guilty plea, Paul Manafort, his former campaign chairman, and of course, the big question is, what does he do about his family and himself? Now, that's a big question. The president on Twitter mused about this issue in 2018. He said that he believes he has the power to self-pardon. I'll tell you that the Justice Department looked at this question back in the Richard Nixon era in 1974, and they said, quote, under the fundamental rule that no one may be a judge in his own case, the president cannot pardon himself. Now, there's a lot of disagreement constitutionally as to whether or not this would be legal, but there's another way for the president to take care of this. He could temporarily step down, and Mike Pence could act as president and give him such a pardon before the president leaves office in January 20th. Of course, Brooke, the big thing here for the president, even if he gets a federal pardon, this does not solve all of his problems, his legal issues.
New York State, right?
Right, New York State and other states could have investigations into his company. We know that those are looking as to whether or not, looking into the big questions of whether or not there was any tax crimes that were committed. So the president is not out of the woods, even if he gives himself a pardon before January 20th.
Just when you think you had covered it all, Evan Perez.
Yep, not over.
Not over. Evan, thank you. Let's talk about all that. Garrett Graff is a CNN contributor, and Ana Navarro is a CNN political commentator. Welcome to both of you. And Garrett, let's start on pardons. I mean, the president potentially pardoning himself. What say you?
I agree with Evan that it does not seem that is necessarily something that would hold up in court. One wrinkle, though, in this is a corporation pardon. We have never seen in U.S. history a corporation pardon before, but it does seem like Trump could potentially pardon the Trump organization, and that could hold up in court if you wanted to try to wipe away some of the legal challenges that might face his presidency and his business after he leaves office.
Okay, I'm going to put a to be continued on that. We'll move on. Ana Navarro, Republicans. Your party, we are seeing a few Republicans emerging, Senators Grassley and Thune, while saying on one hand Joe Biden should receive the presidential daily briefings, on the other, they've stopped short of calling him the president-elect. Is this creative semantics? What would you like to say to these members of your own party?
Enough is enough. Look, they know. They absolutely know. There's no way you can tell me that Lindsey Graham does not know that Joe Biden is the president-elect and Donald Trump lost. Grassley knows it. Langford knows it. Everybody knows it. This is far from being Florida 2000, okay? We're talking about 4 states, and we're talking about margins in the double digits of tens of thousands. So knock it off, guys. You cannot call yourself the National Security Party. You cannot call yourself the pro-military party and sit there in silence while you watch a demented, delusional man in denial just strip the Defense Department and strip the DHS department and get rid of everybody who doesn't go along with the idea that he's lost. And at the same time, not allowing Joe Biden to put a team together, to have the intelligence necessary. This makes us vulnerable. And I know that they know, because, I know Lindsey Graham, there's no way he can.
Are you talking to them?
That he doesn't.
Are you talking
Yes.
to them and saying,
Yes. Lindsey, okay, it's one thing for Trump to be crazy, it's another thing to put the country in a threat, in a position of being vulnerable, in a position where an international foe can take advantage of this chaos and this lack of preparation. This is no joke. We have got to come together. We've got to make sure that Joe Biden has got his team in place and has got the intelligence necessary. And listen, it's time to unchain themselves from the albatross that has been Donald Trump around the neck of Republicans for the last 4 years, not allowing them to have their own convictions.
Stay tuned, because maybe in 4 more years, Garrett, sources are telling CNN that they expect Trump to tease this potential 2024 run when he does finally acknowledge the election results. These sources are telling us that they expect, Trump to dismiss 2020 as fraudulent, but they expect him to hint that he's running again in 4 years. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think you're right to look at his long-term influence on the party, because if you look at a figure like Sarah Palin, who was also so polarizing and so inspirational to the Republicans, her peak influence in the party actually came in the 2010 midterms after she lost to Barack Obama and Joe Biden. And I think that there's a lot to augur and hint at the fact that the most MAGA-ish days of the Republican Party might actually come in 2022 or 2024. Because remember, even if Donald Trump ultimately decides not to run, there are other family members who have those aspirations. I mean, you could imagine, for instance, Ivanka Trump running against AOC in the New York Senate race in 2022. Or what if Don Jr., who in many ways has been the most popular Trump family surrogate, decides that he wants to carry the MAGA banner forward in 2024.
What is Anna Navarro, you hear all of that Garrett's throwing out, not necessarily an impossibility. Ivanka, Don Jr., that Drain the Swampiness may not have seen its best heyday until, the next couple of years. Is that possible? What do Republicans you're talking to say?
Look, I think there's no way that Donald Trump goes quietly into the good night, okay? He feeds off the rallies, he feeds off the crowds, and he's got a database of 70 million donors, and he's a marketer and a brand person at heart, and he's going to find a way to monetize that and to continue wielding influence and to continue feeding his ego with the rallies and the applause. Maybe ABC should just do us all a favor and cast him on Dancing with the Stars so he can go do his macho man dance and
really
still
watch
get
that?
votes. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. If they want to put all of them on there, put Ivanka, put Kaylee, put them all on Dancing with the Stars so they can get their kicks and they can get their applause lines and they can be in the limelight and they can get somebody voting for them, even if it's, for Who Danced Macho Man or YMCA best. But I don't think he's going away. And whether he runs or not in 2024, I can tell you he's going to continue teasing it and talking about it and keep it dangling in front of Republicans as a way to keep Republicans disciplined and in line and not rejecting him. And also because he is going to find a way to make a buck out of this. Make no mistake about that. Whether it's a network or whether it's giving speeches and charging for rally attendance, whatever it is.
Ну да. Нет, что ты, это же Америка. Он тебя понял. Не знаешь же, кого голосуешь. И СМИ тоже кому-то принадлежит, как бы, если что, так-то. Можно так же то же самое. Ну ладно, это как бы. Хорошо. всех там всё равно приезжаешь, всё нормально, хорошо.
Believe me, this man is going to find a way to make a buck out of it because also he's got debts. Let's not forget that little detail.
Right. I'm still back on Macho Man, and you gave me a visual, Anna Navarro, that I'm not really happy with. So thanks for that today. Anna Navarro and Garrett Graff. Guys, thank you both so much for all of that, and I think both of you are.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Killen. I have my own medical practice, and I've been using Doodly now for a few weeks to create these really fun
Or spot on.
Ну это ж смешно, ничего ты. 2000, а нет, это там. Да, да. Да нет, да. Тем было, таким остался уродом, да, я помню. Деду. Старости. Кстати, этот, ну, вот чувак.
Hello musicians, this is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, where we're helping musicians improve. Thank y'all so much for checking out this video. Now today I want to take y'all a little bit behind the scenes and show you my computer and what I'm seeing. So let's not waste any time, let's get started. So what I've been doing is creating a list of all the suggestions you all have given me over the past few days. And I kind of organized them, and I wanted to show you this organization and talk about a few things. So let's go over to my computer. So here's the video suggestion list, and I've organized these by topic. So you see harmony. In harmony, we have a lot of things here in the harmony section. And then next is technique. We have a lot of technique stuff. Not as much as harmony. Harmony is by far most popular, but so we have technique and then improvisation. Technique and improvisation are the same in popularity. Then we have ear training, rhythm, accompanying a singer, repertoire, practice techniques, and musician mentality. So what if there was a way to address all of these suggestions, literally all of them, in a very systematic framework? Well, I've been working on an actual framework. We actually call it the Musicians Accelerated Growth Framework. And you'll be hearing more about that soon. But that addresses all of these, gives you a framework, and then it teaches you all of these ideas step by step from beginner to advanced. I'm really proud of it, and I would love to share it with you. So we're not going to go in depth now because we have some in-depth exclusive teachings and exclusive stuff, resources and stuff for those who are on the early bird wait list. But what I want to do is show you that I am working on your suggestions, but I wanted to take a step back and just take a big view over it all and say, listen, we've built something that addresses all of these suggestions, literally in real depth, and show you that if you're serious about really improving, we have something for you that's coming. And so if you're really interested, definitely put your name and email on the early bird waitlist, because you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right. So thank you so much for checking out this video. So until the next one, be blessed.
Что-то теряешь, кроме зубов. Наоборот, ну нет, не надо, он это имеет в виду, что там надо самое. Ну нет, ну как ты сам считаешь? У меня есть экземпляр русский печатник. А, там перевод, да, ну да, ну. Да. самое сложное это октавы в избушку. Что серьезно, самое сложное это октава, что ли, считается? Или самое, я не понимаю. Часто используемое, наверное. Запретные топики, короче, запретный топик. Нет, не мое, не мое. Ну вот. Появился. Ну да, кстати, была. Как эта штучка-то? Ничего не. Что ты написал, что ли? Это я сам себе писал. Написал я сам себе, называется. Вот это тоже важно. Тоня Байден, что там было написано? Тоня Байден, как это? Маруся? Дуня Байден? Нет. Наверное, может и так даже, никто не знает. Так, это что там у нас? Идеально раскрытие. Терри Перри. не надо, ну куда столько этих всех штук? Куда мне все здесь? Можешь проводить эту штуку шмик-шмок. Просто если она же делать тебе нехрен, почему бы нет. Обуздание жизни. Ну, шутил он так. Терабайт информации. Васяп! 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 Чё ты? Видишь, не созели. Это будет другие. Ладно, себе.
I would like to show how to play trills comfortably, from the larger motions to the small ones. Trills are single rotations, meaning that when you play, if we use, let's say, the second and the third finger, when you play the second finger, the finger, hand, and forearm turn to the left, and when you go to the third finger, they turn to the right. It's going left to right, all the way to the forearm. Everything has to move together as a unit so that there are no pulls, there are no isolation of fingers, there's no reaching, stretching, and there's no pushing hard into the key, and especially by the forearm. 1, 2. Even 3 and 4. The fourth is considered to be a weak finger. It is weak only when it's played in an isolated fashion. The moment it's connected to the forearm, it gets exactly the same support as all other fingers. The forearm only when it works. Whether in key descent, supplemented by the hand and especially by the forearm, in key descent, and that's how it goes. Whether it's 2, 3, 1, 2. Even 3 and 4. The fourth is considered to be a weak finger. It is weak only when it's played in an isolated fashion. The moment it's connected to the forearm, it gets exactly the same support as all other fingers, as long as it's not isolating, trying to move to it, but is using the rotational movements